All right, it's 5:30. We are at the boardroom on Legacy Campus, and we welcome all of you who are here visiting. We thank you for being here in our meeting. And we will begin with roll call, starting with Larry.
Larry Jepson, board member.
Randall Bagley, board member.
Steve Norton, superintendent.
Roger Pulsfer, board member.
Terry Rhodes, board member.
Jeff Nielsen, board member.
Jared Black, business administrator.
Thank you. And our pledge and mission statement will be led by Jared Black today. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of the Cache County School District is to educate students for success in a changing world.
Thank you, Jared. First, we have our recognition agenda, and we have the Gail Miller Community Service Award, which is associated with the Sterling Scholar Program. And John Anderson is here to present. London Amato. Awesome.
Thank you, sir. You can just hang out here for just a minute?
Yes.
All right. At the 2023 Sterling Scholar Awards Banquet, London Amato received the Gail Miller Community Service Award. This award honors a student for his or her exceptional community service efforts. While the Sterling Scholarship Program recognizes high school seniors for their pursuit of excellence in scholarship, leadership, and citizenship in the state of Utah, of course, this is about service. During an interview with the Deseret News, Gail Miller said, "I think when a student gets out into the community and does service one-on-one or in a group, they get a picture of life that's different than sitting at their phone and texting or watching videos. It gives them that human touch where they can feel worthwhile, and they can serve other people and help them feel worthwhile." While attending the Sterling Scholarship Award ceremony, I was quite literally blown away by the accomplishments of the Sterling Scholar Award winners. The Sterling Scholar has 14 different categories, and they select 12 people in each category from around the state as finalists. At Green Canyon High School, and I'm sure I can speak for the whole Cache County School District, we strive to create an environment where values such as striving for academic excellence and being service-oriented are recognized and celebrated. That said, I don't think there's any other award that more appropriately fits Green Canyon High School or Cache County School District, for that matter, for the values we hope students learn and portray. Needless to say, it was a very, very sweet surprise when London Amato was announced the winner of the Gail Miller Community Service Award. So congratulations to you, London. I figured that you guys might have a question or two for her.
Awesome. Yes, and congratulations. We're very proud of you. Tell us what part of your work in community service that you enjoy the most.
I think one thing that I did that impacted me the most, and I hope had the most impact on the most amount of people in my community, was the opportunity that I had to read to elementary school students STEM books. And I think it was very innovative that as COVID hit, we were able to change that format as well to over Zoom and keep reading with them. And I know students enjoyed it. They loved it. It was a good break from their day, and I enjoyed visiting with them as well and being able to share my passion for STEM with them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anybody else have a question for London?
Oh, great job.
Would you like to say anything? Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate students like London who represent our school district so well. Next up on our recognition, we have our Nucor grant recipients, and it sounds like they are in the hall and will be marching through here fairly quickly as Tim, are you reading their names like at graduation?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, we're ready. All right, before we get started, I'd just like to thank Nucor for all that they do for our teachers. We have a lot of them here with us today, but you make a huge difference in our school district, and you'll get a sense of the type of projects that you support as you hear us go through these. But this is Kayleen Murray from Birch Creek, and it's the Science of Magnetism and Literacy. Allison Fonacheco from Birch Creek, Trick My Students into Learning. Megan Tanner from Cache High, Electricity and Soldering Skills. Theo Anderson from Canyon Elementary, STEM and OST students. Nina Copeland from Greenville, Science Digital Materials and Supplemental Science Program. Stacy Pugh from Greenville, Technology for Student Success. Becky Cowley from Heritage, Math Manipulatives to Build Conceptual Understanding. Mary Knight from Heritage, Engineering Challenge. Michael Rollins from Heritage, Seed Standard Materials for STEM Science. Nicole Erickson from Heritage, 4th grade Science Energy Transfer Wave Investigation Supplies. Charla York from Heritage, Math Manipulative to Build Number Sense. Ariane Murray from Lincoln, STEM Problem Solving on Vertical Whiteboards. Charlotte Davis from Lincoln, Kiva Planks. Linda Large Hamilton, Lincoln, Kiva Planks. Shauna Griffiths, Lincoln, same planks. She just wanted you to go sort them out. Oh, gotcha. I read one that wasn't here. How'd that happen? Don't miss that one. Oh, gotcha. But you're going to do it. All right, Pandy Backus from Lincoln and Jessica Matson from Lincoln, STEM bins and calculators for STEM projects. Sydney Munsters from Lincoln, STEM toy kits. Erica Blackburn, Millville Science and Nature Center manipulatives. Danielle Hervey from Mountain Crest, Chemistry Classroom Models and Manipulatives. Wendy Hoskins from Mountain Crest, Preparing to Work, Learning to Count Money and Using Social Skills. Larissa Swayze from, and this isn't Larissa by the way, from Mountainside, Hands-on Math and Science. And Teresa Myers from Mountainside, Much Needed Math and STEM Manipulatives. Thanks, Cam. Brittany Ammett from Mountainside, We Can't Make Do Without STEM. Yeah. Melissa Hauser from Nibley, building a thinking classroom in 2nd grade. Sandy Curtis from Nibley, building a thinking classroom through vertical math learning. Nicole James from Nibley, vertical learning. We have no horizontal learning going on, it's all vertical. Sarah Larson from Nibley, Sphero. Asia Gornick and Nicole Turvine, North Cache, computer mice for Chromebooks. David Packard, North Cache, best technology for students, calculators, or Chat GPT. On behalf of Brad Gibbons from Ridgeline, building STEM into the humanities. Eddie Fairs, Ridgeline, classroom set of Finch robots. Amy Hadfield from River Heights, Science Life Cycles. Brianna Jekyll from River Heights, STEM Storage. Kadra James from River Heights, Science Life Cycles. And Randy Benyon on behalf of South Cache for Sarah Red, thermal camera to observe infrared waves, and also from South Cache, Lance Hansen, infrared radiation camera. Angie Astle from Spring Creek, calculators for continuing education. Marie Fitzgerald, Spring Creek, T1 scientific calculator class set. Tyrell Powell and his pal, Spring Creek, increasing engagement and developing understanding. Allison Doggs from Summit, kids headphones. Kelly Haramoto from Sunrise, STEM Crunch Labs building. Lori Marchant, are you all three here? Yes. All right. Elise Woodbury, Alicia Wood, science novels for Tier 2 reading groups. That's awesome. Thank you. Teresa Breinholt from Wellsville, mineral identification supplies. Belinda Birmingham from White Pine, kindergarten tablets. Cheryl Dutson from White Pine, kindergarten tablets. Katie Jensen from White Pine, headsets for elementary children. Last but not least, Marilee Burt from White Pine, kindergarten tablets.
And Lorene for Lorena.
Oh, and Lorene for Lorena, Jimenez, science revamped.
Congratulations to all of our teachers who received these awards. Way to go. We are so proud of you for doing the work that it takes to get a grant. And thanks to Nucor for providing so many great things for our district. Can we just have a great applause? So since January, we have been celebrating super supporters of public education in our school board meetings. And tonight, because they're here to represent Nucor, we want to recognize Nucor and all of its employees as the super supporter of public education in this meeting. And we'll turn the time over to Dr. Norton.
Thank you. What a wonderful night for all of you who have taken time to write and receive an award for your classroom. Thank you so much. But thank you also for staying and helping us honor a great corporation. That if all corporations acted like this, what a joy it would be for people who are in education. So we have some, if you ever get an opportunity to take a tour of Nucor, I got to do that, and I'm telling you, you will be blown away by what goes on over there in that steel plant. It is amazing, and the way they take care of their people is just amazing. So if it ever comes your way, just take the opportunity. We have Ryan Clark here, and he lives in the Ridgeline area, and John Dillinger lives in the Skyview area, and they are just two of the, how many employees are over there? 450 employees. So let me just read what we have written, and I thank Jenda for putting this together. Nucor Steel values giving back to its people and to its community. Its team members strive to live, quote, live each day with gratitude for the families, customers, and partners that make our work possible, end of quote. This appreciation is shown in part through generous annual donations to local schools and programs, as well as through a scholarship and self-improvement program that benefits employees and their spouses and children. Nucor Steel is the largest steel producer in the United States. In 2022, the company shipped 23.3 million tons of steel and generated $41.5 billion in sales. Of its more than 26,000 employees, 1,600 work at various locations in Utah. The local facility in Plymouth employs approximately 465 men and women, with over 87 living within the boundaries of the Cache School District. Nucor as a company is deeply committed to safety, innovation, recycling, and community. The Nucor Steel Utah School Donation Program was started in 2007 as a way for the company to have a positive impact on the communities where its teammates live. Since its inception, the program has donated over $218,000 to teachers in the Cache County School District. They also contribute to Box Elder, Preston, Westside, Malad, and I'm not sure if it reaches further than that or not, but that's a real commitment. Let's see. This year, the Nucor Steel Donation Program is awarding over $12,000 to Cache County teachers. These funds will go towards a variety of items and projects such as math and science, manipulative scientific calculators, coding robots, infrared cameras, headphones, tablets, mineral identification supplies, and construction sets. Continuing its commitment to education, Nucor also offers continuing education scholarships of up to $4,000 per year for up to 4 years for the children of employees. So if you happen to be working for Nucor, your children are guaranteed $4,000 a year for 4 years scholarship to go into education. That's valuing education. Okay. Spouses are eligible for up to $2,000 per year for 2 years for pre-approved classes. Nucor's employees themselves are eligible up to $4,000 per year for pre-approved job-related classes each year they're employed. Adam Ziwi, Nucor's Steel Utah General Manager, said, quote, part of Nucor's mission is to be stewards of in the communities where they live and work. For us, it is a privilege to be able to offer to support to the great teachers and education system of the Cache County School District, end of quote. I'm going to go off script here and just let you know that I've been here long enough that I know that even when we went through the recession after 2008, when many of the employees at Nucor were working part-time, Nucor continued to come over here and give donations to our teachers. I think that speaks volumes for that particular company. In recognition of its philanthropy and commitment to education, we are pleased to honor Nucor Steel Utah as a super supporter of education. Our teachers and students are incredibly grateful benefactors of Nucor's generosity. Thank you for all you do to support education in our community. Let's give them a round of applause. You take that. So much.
We'll both hold it.
You want to say something about the picture?
Just so you know, this is our art teacher at Skyview High School, Lester Lee, has painted a unique painting for each of our super supporters. And so this month, it's Nucors. And so I hope that you can hang it in a prominent place. Lester is a professional artist who retired from teaching in Davis School District, and we're so grateful he came back to Cache and is teaching again. So he does amazing work. And thank you, gentlemen, for being here to represent Nucor. We appreciate you.
Thanks for teaching our kids.
Yeah.
Don't trample each other as you're trying to get out of here. Yeah.
This is the end of our fun part of our agenda. So next up is business. So if you want to escape, this is the moment. But we'd be happy to have you stay. Next up, we have public input, and we have 3 people who are signed up to speak during the public input section. And I will just read some information that some of you may have heard before. The Cache County Board of Education welcomes public input from district patrons during regular board meetings. Feedback is an important part of being responsive to the public. While the school board is unable to respond to public input during a board meeting, district administrators are available after the public input period to hear additional feedback and respond to questions in a conference room adjacent to this boardroom. Board meetings are recorded and comments are part of the public record. During public comments period, the following guidelines apply. Each speaker is provided 3 minutes to address the board. The board members will not directly respond to comments or answer questions during the public input period. And during public input, speakers are asked not to address personnel issues. Speakers are asked to be respectful. Patrons are always welcome to submit written feedback directly to the superintendent or board members. And first up, we have Frank Ashone. And we have heard from Frank previously, and so we can't wait to hear what he has to say this time.
Oh my gosh, pressure. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been 3 weeks since parents, teachers, students, taxpayers raised concerns about the treatment of certain DLI teachers in the district. I've seen nothing in the board meeting minutes since then that the board has given any attention to this matter, unless this was discussed in a closed session related to potential termination of a DLI program administrator. South Cache's citizenship rubric lists expectations for respect to be shown by students: integrity, honesty, trustworthiness. Should this expectation be any lower for administrators of the DLI program? When can the Cache Valley community expect a board response to the concerns that have been raised? I yield the remainder of my time to members of the board, should they wish to comment.
I would, because I have been actively investigating what you brought forward 3 weeks ago and have been learning much about our DLI program. At this point, there's nothing I can share with you that is not confidential regarding this particular incident that you are talking about or this issue. If you would like to speak with Gary Thomas, he is our Director of Elementary Education, and he would be happy to visit with you in the room next door if you would like to follow up with him.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Shoot, I have a minute left.
What would you like to say?
Thank you for your attention.
You're welcome. Next, we have Amanda Ashfield and Karis. Are you coming together?
She just is going to stand here.
Okay.
Because she knows she's next.
Okay.
If that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. I don't have a fancy computer. I just have some handwritten notes. Thanks for allowing me the time to speak again. I attended the last school board meeting and listened to dozens of parents express an array of mostly negative feelings related to how our DLI teachers are being treated. Disappointment, bewilderment, sadness, anger, confusion. And I know many other parents who couldn't attend who feel the same way. And throughout the evening, it became apparent that it seems that the school district seems to have a problem with how it's treating its provisional teachers, like their DLI teachers. It almost seemed, and this idea of sort of being treated as a second-class teacher who feared for job security, that idea seemed to be reinforced by multiple conversations I've had since that meeting with other teachers, both tenured and not, DLI program and not, and other parents within Cache County. I'm fairly new here, so I'm just learning kind of the local culture and everything, but I've had lots and lots of discussions with other parents from Providence Elementary, which is where my kids go. I'd actually heard kind of some negative things when I first moved to Cache Valley about it, but sort of pushed those aside for the sake of continuing my kids' education in French. And their teachers at Providence have been amazing and wonderful, and I can't stress that enough. But I do continue to see how negatively they're affected by fear of being terminated. The constant worry about job security, I think, would be hard on anyone's ability to effectively teach in their classroom, and I just don't think it's fair to them or our students. Thank you for addressing a little bit of what Frank said, and I look forward to chatting afterward with the person you said is available. It has been about 3 weeks since our concerns were brought to the board, and Providence parents and students are still in the dark about why the district felt it was appropriate to go back on their promise to our teachers, and we still do not have any answers as to why the DLI program coordinator would decide that having a rotation of teachers come and go is better than having consistent long-term teachers. Our children want to know why it's okay for the people in charge of their education to break promises while they themselves are being taught they need to tell the truth and expected to live with integrity. So I just would respectfully ask that the board promptly address this issue and ensure that Cache County School District honors their commitment to assist DLI teachers in obtaining work visas. And again, thanks. You sort of addressed a little bit of that, but thank you for the time and hearing our concerns.
Thank you. Karis, what grade are you in?
4th.
Awesome. Thank you for coming. Will you pull the microphone down so it's closer to your mouth? There you go. You got it.
Hello, my name is Karis. I'm a student at Providence Elementary, and I am here to support my teacher. I would like to say 2 things. What I first would like to say is I love my teacher. She is my family, and I'm very close to her. She has always been there to put her hand on my back and say, it's okay. She has inspired me and all my students on my side. My second thing I would like to say is I want to say it is mean to treat a teacher unfairly. They work hard and do lots of things for each other, so I think that they deserve more. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate when we hear from our students. Thank you, Tim. All right. Moving on, we have one item on our action agenda, and that is to approve hiring a new superintendent. So I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the hiring of a new superintendent.
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve hiring of a new superintendent. For discussion purposes and recording, I will state that through this process, we had nearly 20 community members review the applications from 12 people who applied for this position. And the school board selected the top 6 from the community group who evaluated those applications. And we interviewed 6 applicants last week and narrowed that to 3 and interviewed 3 of those, re-interviewed 3 of those last night. And after last night's session of interviewing and discussion, then we came to a conclusion that we would hire Todd McKee as our new superintendent of Cache County School District. Is there any other board member who would like to speak to this? All right, it's been moved and seconded, so we will vote electronically. Maybe?
Sorry, that took a minute. Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the hiring of Todd McKee as superintendent of the Cache County School District passes unanimously.
Thank you, Jared. And also as a note, Superintendent Nortons will be with us until the 30th of June, and then Dr. McKee will take his place on the 1st of July. Next up, we have our reports agenda, the travel expense and reimbursement policy presented by Jared.
Thank you. I just had to move the agenda on the computer to the next item, so thanks for giving me a second. I've included a draft update to the travel expense and reimbursement policy. This is the policy that provides guidelines for reimbursing or otherwise compensating employees for work-related travel. And initially, I was interested in updating the per diem amounts because of inflation over the last 2 or 3 years. Getting a meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner while on the road is more expensive than it used to be. So we wanted to update those amounts. And as I got looking at the policy more closely, there was wording such as Utah State Office of Education, which is now the Utah State Board of Education, that needed to be updated. So I chose to take a more comprehensive approach to the policy update, and also just help the flow of the policy hopefully be a little bit easier to read. So there are quite a few edits to the policy as you go in and look at the draft. I have shared this with other district administrators, and they've given me some feedback. We may have a couple of changes between now and the next board meeting based on that, and I'll keep you aware of that. But I wanted to ask if you could read through that and let me know if you have any suggestions or input for changes based on what is in there.
Thanks, Jared. Did you have Kathy read it yet?
I don't know if Kathy has read it yet, but I have not heard from Kathy, so
Okay.
She must
I
not
will
have
make
read
sure
it.
to check with her.
She's leaving town on Saturday, so for a week, 2 weeks. So you may be in the clear.
Well, let me mention just really quickly as well, per diem amounts I'm recommending to move to, it would be 13, 15, and 26 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These match just kind of the standard basic rate right now for meals for federal reimbursement. So that's why I chose those. The out-of-state meals, I'm recommending that we just use as a policy whatever the current federal rate is for that location, because those are updated for us, so we don't have to go through a policy update every year or two. And the same with lodging, that we would use federal lodging rates for whatever the location is, and that way the policy just kind of moves with whatever the federal rate is.
Okay. Great. This looks awesome. I'm sure that this is sort of like trying to do a remodel on an old house, that when you think you're just going to do something cosmetic and you open up the walls, then you find out all the things that really have to be done before you can do the cosmetic part, right? Anyway, thank you for your work here. And we appreciate you going through that. Next
You're welcome.
We have board member reports. Anyone have a report? Then we have board president report. The only report I have, because Jared didn't do it, is May the 4th be with you all. And then we have the superintendent report.
Just a few thoughts. This is the month when educators get rewarded. Graduations are coming up, and I'd like to just thank parents for trusting their kids with us, and look forward to some wonderful graduations. I have a couple of grandkids graduating in Arizona, so I was just looking, and I will not be able to hit the 24th and 25th graduations. I will be in Arizona, but it's just a wonderful time for educators to reflect back on all the really, really wonderful things that happen in a K-12 system that is entrusted with kids, and from parents who actually every day get up and send their kids to public school systems in this valley. And there are 4 public school systems. Sometimes we only think about Logan and Cache, but there's Preston and West Side. And when you add all those kids together, it's about 35,000 kids every day who get up and go to a public school. So parents are putting their trust in the public school system in this valley, and I just want them to know how much we as a board, and we as administrators, and the teachers who are here tonight, how wonderful of an experience it is to have an impact on the lives of those kids. So as you go through this month, if you have an opportunity to get to a teacher retirement open house in your area, I know from personal experience it's harder to go through this retirement passage than I thought it was going to be. So I think anytime you could let them know how much you appreciate them, it would be something worthwhile spending time. That's all.
Thank you. That's exactly what I heard when I stopped to visit a teacher retiring at Birch Creek Elementary last night. Mm-hmm. She said, "This is so much harder than I thought it would be." Our educators give so much heart and soul to their work. It's just amazing, and I'm certain that it's a hard transition. thank you for what you've done. Okay, seeing we have reached the end of this agenda, we will adjourn.